Assalamualaikum students of class 8. A very good morning to you all. I hope you are doing good. As you know that we are halfway done to our second lesson of Nelson English, Who Done It, and it is fiction. I am your father spirit. In the previous lecture we did the translation of the whole chapter, and today we are supposed to do the comprehension and book exercise. So keep your books in front of you and a notebook as well, so that you may note the important points. So let's start. Okay, here is the exercise. First part, choose the best answers for each question. Number 1 says the ghost of Hamlet's father has been seen, and there are 3 options in each question. The first one is at the wedding, on the battlements, or at the bottom of the cliff. So you must find out the correct answer and tick or circle that option. You must carefully read the options and the question statement as well, so that you may do it quite easily. Here's the B part, and that is of comprehension. Explain the following in your own words. As you know that in the previous lesson there was this type of question as well. Okay, A part says majestic figure. You are supposed to give the answer in 2 or 3 lines, or maybe a first only a sentence. Majestic figure, something that is impressive or has got a very charming personality. That is called a majestic figure. The snake that bit me now wears my crown. These phrases are taken from your lesson, and I have already explained while doing the translation. So who was the snake that bit and he's wearing that crown as well? So you must give the answer or explanation in only a sentence. I scent the morning air. I scent the morning air means I can smell it, that the morning is approaching. Okay, question number 2. When Hamlet sees the ghost, why do you think he began to cross himself? Began to cross himself means got panicked. So when Hamlet saw that there was a ghost, and it was the ghost of his father, so why did he started crossing himself? So the answer is that because he wanted to ask what had driven the ghost to come out of its grave and tear its grave clothes. So he was just curious about all this. He wanted to ask so many questions from the ghost, so that's why he got panicked. You can write your answer in your own words. Question number 3. Explain in your own words why you think Marcellus and Horatio do not want Hamlet to follow the ghost. Okay, if you remember that in the lesson they said that do not follow the ghost because it may lure to the edge of the cliffs. So because they were his friends and they did not want him to get harmed by that ghost, so that's why they were saying this to their friends. Question number 4. The ghost does not want Hamlet to harm his mother. What will her punishment be? So if you remember, the ghost of his father said to him that do not harm your mother and leave her to her conscience and heaven. So you are supposed to write the answer. So what will be the punishment? Part C. If you were in Hamlet's position, would you believe the ghost and act on what it had told you or not? Explain why you think this. It's all be done by you. Suppose that you were Hamlet, and would you believe that ghost and act on what it had told you or not? So you are supposed to write the answer. So this was a comprehension. You must do it on your journals. Here comes the next part, vocabulary. You are supposed to write the synonyms, meanings लिखने हैं. You are in English. Frenzied, wild, agitated. Prostrate, I told you, I have given you the meanings while doing the translation. Prostrate, a person who is laying stretched out on the ground with the face down. Vengeance is revenge. Implode, it's to convinced or persuaded. Sulphurous means something quite angry, hellish, or infinite, limitless, countless. So this was a vocabulary. You are supposed to write the meanings over here. Spellings, you are supposed to pronounce these spellings only, and you must learn the meanings as well. You must know the meanings, as there is a hint given here. Make sure you know the meaning of each word. Use a dictionary. Beneath, disease, ease, meanwhile, easel, and peace. all the words are quite common to you. Easel is that frame, you may say, or the stand where you make the pictures. So this is about the spelling. On the next page there comes the grammar and punctuation portion, and here is adjectives. In the previous lesson you did the noun, and you have now a detailed explanation of all the parts of speech in your that lecture. So adjective is actually a describing word that describes the quality of a noun, so that is called an adjective. You can see the examples, some of the examples. Part A says find the adjectives in the passage which describe these nouns. The first one is done for you, royal, and you are supposed to write a Dane. Like Dane is given to you and you have to describe its adjective. But you are not supposed to do it at your own, but you are supposed to find out the adjectives used in the lesson. So like the first one is tomb. For tomb, the word marble was used. Marble is adjective and tomb is noun. Flagstones, voice, planes, and murder. Find out these nouns for their adjectives in the lesson. Okay, B part of it says write these phrases so the adjectives comes after the noun. Okay, first of all, see at the board. Like you can see two examples here. The first one says the cold coffee. In this phrase, cold is adjective and coffee is noun, and adjective is coming before a noun. But I can write it in a sentence in this way: the coffee is or was cold. Here cold adjective goes to the end and noun is before it. So it is not necessary that adjective should always place before a noun. It can also come after a noun as well. So these are two examples to write an adjective. So B part of your book exercise says write these phrases so the adjectives comes after the noun. The first one is done for you. So we are supposed to write adjective after the noun. Here the majestic figure. Majestic is adjective and figure is noun. So you are supposed to write it in a sentence so that majestic comes after this noun. Like the first one is done for you. The figure was majestic. Okay, so you are supposed to write all these phrases into sentence where the adjective must come after a noun. C part, use these adjectives before a noun in sentences of your on. So you are supposed to use these adjectives before a noun, like gentle. See at the board. He is a gentle person. I have used gentle as an adjective before a noun as it was instructed in the question. And this D part says use these adjectives after a noun in sentences of your own. Okay, now you are supposed to use deep after a noun. So look at the example. This well is deep. If you are going to write that a deep well, so that deep will be before the noun, but we are supposed to write the noun after, write the adjectives after the noun. This well is deep. Well is noun and deep is adjective, so adjective is placed after the noun. Here adjective is placed before the noun. So these are the three parts of adjective portion. You are supposed to do the comprehension on your journals. This is your homework, and book exercise will be given to you in the next lecture's homework. See you in the next lecture. Allah Hafiz.